Welcome back to another Spot On Chat. I'm Rebecca Monet with Zorakle Profiles. Zorakle provides profiling tools for franchisors and franchise consultants that helps facilitate a right fit between a prospective franchisee and a franchise concept. So my guest today is Tom Porterfield. Tom is the CPA, President and CEO of Porterfield and Company, an accounting and financial advisory company that guides franchises to financial success. So welcome back, Tom.
Thank you, Rebecca.
All right, so the last question I always toss at my Spot On Chat guest is a what if question. So the question is, do you, Tom Porterfield, have a what if in your life, or if only, and is there one that you can share with us?
Oh gosh, I probably have a lot. I probably have several. The thing that I really kind of think about, and it's somewhat business, but it's also kind of individual as well. And I'm really driven. I'm pretty intense, and I'm just very focused on trying to build the business that we have to be what I want it to be. And that means we are always making improvements in what we do. But I'll go back. I think that this is another thing that really kind of came out of Elevate Performance CEO forums, and just having that core group of peers that you can go and talk to and get advice, and just because it gets lonely sometimes, even if you have partners, or sometimes there are things even that you don't want to cover internally with people that in your business for different reasons. And I think about those relationships in that group, and it's changed over time. People come and they go from a forum and things, but I think it's Peter Drucker maybe had said, culture eats strategy for breakfast. I think is that the quote?
I think that is the quote.
I messed it up, I'm sure, but it's something like that. I paraphrased it. And, I always kind of thought, well, strategy, because I really, like the idea of thinking through things and having strategies and actionable tactics to execute, to achieve that strategy. And, I really even dismissed that some, whenever I had heard it. But through my experience in the forum, I've thought more and more about that. And we talked earlier about culture as well. And I think if you go back to culture, and a big part of culture is people, the people you surround yourself with. We always hear, I hire people that are smarter than me. People will say that. And if they truly do hire people that are smarter than them, that's good. That's really good, but at the same time, they have to be aligned with the core values and exemplify those values through behaviors. And, I think for me, recognizing that it takes people, I've had, I've owned the business now for almost 18 years. And there were many years that I carried the business on my back, even though I had employees. Yeah. I didn't have expectations for them, or I didn't clearly communicate it. I didn't provide them with the tools they needed. And I really didn't, many times didn't have the right people that we needed really to achieve what we were doing. And, it's funny, I mentioned earlier about we added that one value to our company values of accountability.
Accountability, yes.
Yeah. And, we had a lot of turnover after that.
I bet.
I mean, I think I think, yeah. And we didn't even really know how to do accountability. We're accountants, but, it was kind of going from, very little accountability to trying to figure out what accountability is to having the accountability we have today. And I think when we added that, what we found out was there's some people that didn't want to be held accountable.
No, it's easier
Yeah.
just to keep sliding along. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, it becomes really evident that you've got some people on the bus that shouldn't have ever been invited, onto the bus. And usually that takes care of itself. And it did in our situation. I'm very thankful. And I wouldn't tell you that I'm good at hiring people. In fact, I don't want to hire anyone today. I want that to be left to the process and other people in the organization. But we do use values as a way we try to fit, kind of like what you do in your business,
Right.
for franchisors, right? I mean, you're trying to align people to have values and simplified by behaviors that fit with that franchise
With that
organization.
franchise system and within,
Mhm.
like you said, their culture. It has to be a good fit. Not only is it
Mhm.
good for the ZOR, but it's good for the franchisee. If they don't fit, they don't perform. If
Mhm.
they're uncomfortable, they're miserable. So it's not good for, in this case, your employee, and it's not good for the franchisee with the franchisor. If you're not sharing in that culture and you can't share the values, everybody's going to be miserable.
Yeah. So, what you find out when you do become a values-based culture, you find out that, there may be some changes you got to make in that team. It may be that your organization has outgrown someone. It may be that your organization has over promoted someone. It may be that, before you made changes, you let someone through the door that really shouldn't be part of the organization for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And, I feel fortunate because in going through that period where we had just a lot of turnover, we found people. We had people come to us, and we have the absolutely best team we've ever had. You've met some of them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have.
And, it's just a great group of people. We do a 10-10 meeting every day for, 10 after 10 o'clock, we do a little huddle, and it's just, hey, what's up? What are your metrics, and what are you stuck on that someone else in the organization can help you? And especially during these COVID times, we were already doing Zoom meetings, but we haven't seen hardly any of our employees, and none of them are working in the office. We're fortunate we've been able to continue, and we're able to mobilize the way we work because we were already tech enabled, and it didn't really affect us in terms of continuing operations. But it's just we share in each other's joys and sorrows. We've got a team member that's out this week. He lost his mother. And some of our other team members, as we put that up on a chat channel, said, "Oh, well, I think that she did the flowers for my wedding." Oh yeah, she did the flowers for my wedding too. And it's just it's amazing how connected in relationship we are with others around us and stuff. And I just really feel fortunate.
Yeah.
I'm still very focused, very driven, but it's not on my shoulders. I have a lot to do. But I also have a lot of really good people surrounding me. And I guess my lesson in this would be, I am a patient person, and I think that sometimes we're patient because because of fear, right?
Ooh.
We're patient.
That hit a nerve.
Okay. We're patient because we fear, doing something different. And in a lot of cases, we can't really let that fear stop us from doing what we need to do. And, I would never probably have made some of the changes that have happened. We have directed some change, but we've also had, people just, decide to leave or not be part of our team. And quite honestly, if any of those people were to come back, they wouldn't even know the company that we have today, just because our culture has changed, and the people that we have are really bought into what we do and who we serve. And it's a real, pleasure to be able to work with the franchisees, franchisors, the not-for-profit organizations that we work with. Independent pharmacies is another target market of ours. And it's really just very rewarding to see our people helping those customers and clients achieve their goals. And you can't do it without having good people. But part about having good people, though, is also having good processes.
Yeah.
And we're really, adamant about documenting processes and how we do things. And then combining that with really good people.
Yeah. So it sounds like the what if is a few components. The what if you had defined your culture earlier in your business, right? Including this marker called accountability. What if that was more clearly defined? What kind of team would you have built 5 years ago, 10 years ago? You're now there. You have it very clearly defined. You pruned those, either they self-selected in or out. But now your team is congruent and consistent with your culture. And then the second what if is all around the systems and processes that support your team to be productive and bring results to the bottom line, and of course have them feel fulfilled because they're reaching targets. We're keeping score, right? It's hard to tell if I'm successful as an employee or a business owner or franchisee or franchise if I'm not keeping score. So you have a scorecard with these systems that gives them feedback that they're doing a good job or that they need to step it up in one way or another. But I think the home run here is patience sometimes is fear-based. I am crazy patient. And that hit me hard, that sometimes I think you're right. I think being too patient goes into being too tolerant, right? And therefore we don't change or make decisions to take control of our business and our lives. We become more reactive versus proactive in many ways.
Absolutely. And I, talking about people, because that's really kind of, this last segment, what I was talking about. And, I feel really very fortunate to be married to my girlfriend, for 31 years now. And I know I don't look that old, but,
I know.
Susie and thank you.
You're a team.
But Susie has just been an incredible partner. And, she really is a partner. I mean, this is our business. She's not a CPA, but I'll tell you, she's better than me. She's just an incredible woman, has a strong faith, and, just is always lifting up others and trying to, help others on the journey. And, it's just rewarding for any of us to work with someone that, we're in Arkansas, right? But we deal with, with people in New York City. We deal with people in Florida, California, Colorado, just all over the, world. And we were talking about, can I mention a brand name?
Sure, if you want to.
Here. Okay. Well, we work with U.S. Lawns, and we were talking last night. Susie and I were talking, and I was like, I can't wait till we get to go to their annual conference.
I know. They're so much fun.
Yeah. After this COVID situation, dissipates, and they have their annual conference and meet these people
face to face.
Face to face.
Hopefully we'll be able to hug and shake hands by then.
Yeah, that, we've never met them, but we talk with them, we communicate with them every single day. And, our team members, I just see stuff going all the time on chat, with them on private channels that we set up with them. And it's just like, I just can't wait to meet some of these people. It's going to be so fun, so nice and everything. But it's only because we have really good people that we were afforded the opportunity to work with U.S. Lawns and some other relationships that we have. And it's really the key, as a business owner, as a person, you really have got to think about who you surround yourself with, and they will make you better.
Amen. Amen. It's all about relationships and being selective, who we allow into our lives, that they're consistent with what's important to us and our values.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I took about 1 million mental notes. Thank you, Tom, for sharing your heart. I really, really appreciate it. And,
Oh, Rebecca, thank you. It's always a pleasure.
all right, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, take care.